So the meditations of Kantes. On today's meditation, why do they say that narcissists are children or stunted human beings who stopped growing? Why is that a concept? This is a nursery type of world. Even if you look at very complex types of texts, they speak of the earth, this earth that we live in, Mother Earth, Dunia. They speak of it as an like a nursery type of school, kindergarten type of school. And a big part of why they refer to it as that, which is also why they refer to narcs as children, it all ties into it, is that yes, this world is filled by a lot of people who are childlike, but not childlike in the innocent, childlike, meaning they were unable or are unable to grow. They are unable to progress. And a big part, I'll just tell you, if you don't like long videos, let me tell you, a big part of why they don't grow is because they can't self-reflect. You already know this. Now you can leave if you like short videos. Now if you want a comprehensive breakdown, listen up. A big part of why the knocks, you see, there's another one. They always want to hear what your big daddy is saying. A big part of why the narcs are stunted children and they are unable to grow is because they cannot self-reflect. They cannot self-reflect, meaning they cannot shine light on their own selves. They have no capacity to shine, because that's exactly what self-reflection is. Now, okay, let's go deeper into what self-reflection is, because it might seem I'm using the same terms to explain the same terms. The narc cannot grow because they cannot self reflect. What is self reflection? Self reflection is the ability to see yourself and to almost in a 3D type of way to observe yourself, to come out of yourself and maintain the position of the observer. And this is, you're doing it in your head. You're to maintain that, to be able to see yourself and then edit yourself, so it is staying at the position of the soul, not at the position of this character, this nigga with this beautiful, you dig what I'm saying, this beautiful beard. Well, upcoming beard. Upcoming beard. It is staying in the position of the observer so that you can be able to edit yourself. Empaths can do that. Empaths all the time, almost to a fault. You are pushed into that point, to that position, so much so because that position is in silence, and that position you cannot speak to anyone. It can only happen in solitude, when you go into the observer position in your own mind and you observe yourself, what you've done, almost as if you would do it to another person, but it's yourself, and then to correct yourself and to edit. So because they don't have this ability, in that position, that observer position, the only person who sits in that observer position is the soul. That's you. That's the person that is connecting between me and you. That's you as an empath. I'm so honored to meet God when I look at another empath, because that is the position of God. Only God, the soul, the all, the original substance, can dwell in that position of the observer to be able to correct. Because I, that you see here, that I've said is the meditations of Kantes, is but a character in this realm, in this reincarnation. But I am a spirit, a soul, having a human experience. I would be like an American going to Spain, and then they would say, well, in the Spain, they would say, I am an American, but I am in Spain. I'm a Kenyan, by the way. Let's even use what is mine, okay? I don't. When you're an empath, you want what is yours. I, as a Kenyan, right? I, as a 254, baby. I, as a 254, if I was to go to Spain, I would be in Spain, but I would be in Spain having the experience of what it is like to be in Spain, to see Spanish people. I would never be just a Spanish person. I might speak the language, but I would still identify overall as a Kenyan, because that is my essence. Your essence is the soul, so you must continuously identify with the soul. But outside what you are, empaths, self-reflection. So you've understood what the concept of self-reflection is. It is profound what you are able to do, empaths, how you are able to just go in your own solitude and correct yourself and improve yourself. And look, that's how you're able to know of all these stupid things that all these people are doing. It's in self-reflection. The narc cannot do that, because again, that gap between the persona that is I, that I've said is the meditations of Kantes, and the soul, that distance. Imagine two chairs separate, looking at each other, right? That distance between those two chairs, that cord that connects the persona that is I and the real soul, the observer, that is the all, that is me, that is the self. There are layers, the true self, like the Grand Master, like a stairs that you would be going up into a building, and the persona is the ground floor, but over there, the 12th floor, the 100th floor, is the Grand Master, the 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 what you would call it, the superior one. That those stairs that connect the lower self to the higher self, if you would consider it as a stairs, as I've used the analogy of an umbilical cord, for the Nak, there is no stairs. They disconnected. That's what we mean. They disconnected. Their lower self, where they are, the child in them, cannot climb the stairs up and ascend to the Grand Master level, to the soul level, to be able to observe. When they lost their soul, it means they disconnected from the soul. So no man can, like lose their soul in what they mean. What they mean is they've lost that connection, like you would lose the path to your house. Imagine one day you went to your house and you're like, you forgot where your house was. You see, you forgot the path, but the house is still there. It's somewhere there. What you have forgotten is the path. That's exactly what has happened to the Nak. They cannot be able to find that path back to their soul because they disconnected. Because for a time, the pain of connection is quite profound. You've understood this as an Nak, as an empath. Man, it's interesting. A lot of people say, why? Man, it doesn't matter where an empath goes. I mean, I'll be walking people. Anyway, yeah, I think I've removed the entire message. Man, she almost threw me off. She was almost walking on my fucking feet. And there's an entire road over there. We celebrate human beings. We love human beings, especially the honeys. Anyway, you've understood what I've said. Yeah, the Nak cannot self-reflect, and because they cannot self-reflect, they were unable to grow out of that stunted level even spiritually. They are in, like, imagine if you are as an empath, you are on the 100 million trillionth floor. They are on the negative 100 millionth floor. They forget the ground floor. They did not only lose the path that existed, they lost even where they were as a child. They cannot even go to that position where they lost their souls. You dig what I'm saying? They are even farther away from the losing position, if you can understand. Imagine if you let's say, if you lost your, if for example, if you I can't even comprehend losing something that profound. If you lost a pen or something like that, you lost a pen at building A, right? You lost a pen at building A, you are now in building B. You lost your pen at building A, you're in building B. Now imagine that's the position of the Nak when they were a child. So they lost the pen at building A, they're in building B. This is when they are a child at year 4. They are now year 56, nigga. They are now year 60. They are even trying to go back to that position where they remember even that they lost the keys. So they are trying to go back to building B, but they're in building 700 million 54. So they haven't even begun the process of identifying that they need even to change anything. That's what this self-reflection is deep. So they move even like there's no problem. The way a child would just shit on themselves or something, and to the child there's nothing wrong with it. That's them, you see. So this standard growth, this lack of self-reflection is incredibly crippling for them. It's why they are unable to move on. It's getting dark. But you understand what I am saying. As an empath, as a chosen, you see, your ability to self-reflect, as painful as it was, because let's not take the matter lightly of being an empath, because if you know, and you know in your heart you are an empath, you know how tough it is, because you are your own greatest critic, you are your own greatest witness, you are your own greatest, how would I say it, coach, lifeguard. You're also your greatest judge, juror. You are the one who has the light, also bears the weight of feeling and experiencing that light every single day. It's why it was hard for you to do wrong as a chosen, because you'd be the first person to correct and bring hurt to yourself. You used to feel so bad when you did wrong. You didn't even have anyone to tell you. You yourself would be like, man, that wasn't good. You see? So you bear the light. So you have endured that, that feeling of self reflection. You've endured it for a long time. They have not. They are beyond lost. They are lost in the lost. Do you understand what I'm talking about? They are lost in the lost. That the lost became home. That all they are is lost. That's it. If you find the knack in certain situations, they don't wander like a creative. Creatives wander. They don't wander. Sometimes they just get lost. It's something they didn't want to expose to you. They are not as competent as you think. They get lost so many times. Even when you speak, they get lost. They are like, wait, you left me at meditations of. You left me at meditations of. So it's an incredible experience for you to be able to understand how profound you are as a chosen one. You are a blessing, the fact that you can self-reflect, and you must continue to do so. The knack is beyond. They are beyond just leaving behind. You need to forget them. You need to wash them off. The way how do I say, the way in Israel, in the Bible, they used to say that the Israelites used to, the God of the Israelites used to tell them to to go to another nation and they fight, and to burn everything, just clear not even an inch, not even a coin, nothing should be left. That's how you should be. You want to wash them away, not just physically, mentally, so that the real you can shine, because you did the work and you bear the duty and the labor of maintaining your soul. Because really, let not anyone tell you anything different in this world, in this earth, as elementary as it might be. The only thing that the Most High requires of you, from when you are alive and the day that you shall depart and transition, is to never lose yourself. Maintain yourself, maintain your soul, maintain that essence that you had as a child. It is vital, it is more valuable than anything. Anything that comes between you and that's your greatest mission, is to keep your fucking soul. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Adios.